At midnight, when the world falls silent, when the clock strikes 12, and when every shadow grows longer than the light that created it, something happens that most people will never live to speak about. A secret that heaven has kept hidden, a truth that hell has always feared, and a destiny that only one voice is sent to deliver. Tonight, that voice is mine. I am Archangel Michael, and I am not speaking by choice. I am speaking because you, yes, you who are hearing my words right now, have been pulled into something far greater, far darker, and far more dangerous than you can imagine. At this very moment, death itself has risen, and it is searching for a name, searching for a soul, searching for the one person who dares to hear this message and ignore it. Because when midnight arrives, death will not wait, it will choose. And tonight, that choice may fall upon you. Do not look away. Do not close this message. Do not even blink too long, because every second that passes, the shadow is moving closer. You may not feel it yet, but your room is not empty. The silence around you is not silence at all. It is breathing. The air you are inhaling right now is being shared with something unseen, something waiting, something that has already placed its hand upon your shoulder, but you cannot feel it until I reveal it. At midnight, death will decide, and the reason you are here, the reason you are hearing me, is because your name might already be written in the book of the taken. Yes, you can laugh, you can deny, you can pretend this is just a story. But when the clock strikes 12, laughter will not save you. Denial will not protect you, and pretending will not stop what is walking toward you right now. This is not a warning, this is a countdown. And the moment your heartbeat syncs with the sound of that ticking clock, you will know that every word I speak is true. So listen carefully, because if you dare ignore me, if you dare scroll away, if you dare shut this before the final word, then tonight, when midnight arrives, death will choose, and it may choose you. You are still here. Good. That means something inside you already knows this is not just another voice in the darkness. This is not just another story to pass the time. This is not entertainment. This is warning. A divine interruption forced into your life because heaven itself has seen your name flicker between the pages of life, and the shadow of death has begun to circle it like a vulture. Do you know why I was sent? Do you know why I, Archangel Michael, am speaking to you right now? It is because death does not move blindly. It never chooses by accident. Death walks with intention, and tonight it is walking towards someone who can hear this voice. You wonder if it is you. You fear it is you. And that fear, that silent shiver running through your bones, is the proof that your spirit already senses it. Because the spirit always knows before the mind admits the truth. Look around you, even now. The shadows in your room are not still. The air around you has thickened. You think it is nothing, just your imagination, just the silence of night. But no, it is not silence. It is presence. Something is there, watching, waiting, breathing. You cannot see it yet, because death is patient. It does not reveal itself until the last possible moment, until the very second when the clock strikes midnight and your fate is sealed.
But make no mistake, it is already here. I have seen this moment countless times. I have stood beside beds as men and women laughed at warnings, thinking themselves untouchable, only for their laughter to choke in their throats when the shadows moved. I have walked through rooms where the air grew cold, where candles blew out without wind, where glass shattered without touch. And I tell you this now, those signs are not superstition. They are signals. They are whispers from the unseen announcing that death is near. Perhaps you feel it already, the weight pressing down on your chest, the slight ringing in your ears, the uneasy feeling that someone is standing behind you, even as you sit here alone. That is not your mind playing tricks. That is the truth. Because once you have heard my voice, the veil has been torn away. And once the veil is torn, there is no turning back. You are marked now, watched now, chosen perhaps. And the only question left is whether the hand that falls at midnight will pass over you or take you. But I must tell you something more frightening than death itself. The choice is not entirely in the hands of heaven or hell. Tonight, some of the choice rests in your hands. What you do in these final hours before midnight, how you listen, how you act, how you believe will determine whether the shadow passes or claims. That is why I am here, not to terrify you for no reason, but to prepare you. Because once the clock begins its final hour, once the hands of time crawl closer to 12, there will be no more chances left. And so I will tell you everything, every hidden truth, every sign to look for, every whisper that will echo in the darkness before death arrives. But you must stay, you must listen, because the moment you turn away, the moment you dismiss these words, the shadow will grow stronger. And when it grows strong enough, it will not knock, it will not wait, it will simply enter. And you will never see another sunrise again. So hear me. Midnight is coming, the clock is ticking, and death is already walking. The only question that remains is this: will it pass you by, or will it stop at your door?
You are still listening. That is wise. Because now I must tell you the truth about how death moves. Most people believe death comes like lightning, sudden, unexpected, unstoppable. But that is not always true. No, death is far more clever than that. Sometimes it comes silently, like a thief slipping through an unlocked door. Sometimes it comes slowly, like a shadow stretching longer and longer until it finally covers everything. And sometimes it comes just as it is coming tonight, waiting, watching, counting down the last moments before midnight, before reaching out its hand to take one soul away. I have walked this earth for thousands of years, and I have seen the same pattern repeat again and again. At midnight, when the world is still, when the night grows thick, death chooses. Do you think you are safe because you are young, because you are strong, because you are healthy? I tell you now, I have seen children taken in their sleep. I have seen kings fall in their palaces. I have seen warriors, undefeated in battle, collapse in silence when midnight arrived. Death does not care for age, for wealth, for power. It cares only for names written in its dark ledger. And tonight, one of those names may be yours. Do you want to know how it begins? First, there is the silence. A silence so heavy it presses against your ears until you almost hear a ringing sound. Then, the air grows colder, though no window is opened. The shadows in the corners of your room seem to thicken, to deepen, to breathe. And then the whispers begin. Not loud, not clear, but soft, almost like someone saying your name from a distance. Many dismiss this as imagination, but by the time you realized it was not your mind, it is already too late. I remember a boy, 16 years old, strong, full of life. He heard a whisper at his window one night. He thought it was the wind. He laughed, pulled the blanket over his head, and tried to sleep. But when the clock struck 12, the whisper spoke his name again, louder. His parents found him the next morning, his eyes wide open, his lips frozen in terror. His heart stopped, though no sickness had touched him. Do you think that was a coincidence? No, death had chosen him, and he ignored the warning. There was a woman, too, who heard this voice, my voice, many years ago. She was told the same truth I tell you now, that death was near. She laughed, scrolled past, refused to believe. At midnight, she felt a coldness wrap around her neck like invisible hands. She gasped for air, clawed at nothing, and then silence. The next day, her family said it must have been sudden failure. But I was there. I saw the shadow claim her. She was warned, but she turned away, and death does not forgive those who ignore its call. And so I ask you, will you ignore this? Will you tell yourself it is just a story? Will you shut this off, hoping that if you don't listen, the danger will vanish? Because it won't. The danger will only grow stronger in the silence. Every word I speak is a shield against the shadow creeping toward you. But the moment you break this connection, the moment you stop listening, you will be alone. Alone with the dark, alone with the cold, alone with the shadow that already knows your name. Look at the clock. Do you see it? The seconds crawling forward too slowly, too heavily. Time is not moving as it should because you are now within the countdown. You are marked. Each tick of the clock is one step closer to midnight. Each breath you take may be one of your last before the decision is made. And I tell you again, death will choose. Not in the morning, not next week, at midnight, tonight. But listen closely. Death is not your only visitor. I am here as well. I stand with my sword drawn between you and the shadow. But I cannot fight for you unless you let me, unless you listen until the very end, unless you believe that these words are not just sound, but truth. Because the moment you doubt, the shadow grows stronger. And when the shadow grows stronger than the light, even I cannot stop it from taking you. So I ask you, will you remain? Will you keep listening as the hours slip away? Or will you walk into the arms of death by turning away? The choice is yours. But know this, if you stay, you may live. If you leave, the shadow is waiting to claim you. Midnight is not far away, and when it comes, it may already be too late.
You are still here. Good. That means something inside you already understands the truth. You feel it, don't you? That heavy presence that wasn't there before? That cold brush of air against your skin, though no window is open? That quiet pressure on your chest, as if something unseen is leaning over you? That is death. It has walked into the room, though you cannot see it. It moves silently, but it moves deliberately, step by step, and its eyes are fixed on you. Do not pretend you cannot feel it. You can. That shiver crawling down your spine, that sudden tightness in your throat, the hair on your arms standing on end, these are not accidents. These are signs. Every time you feel them, the shadow draws closer. You think you are imagining things, but tonight, imagination is a dangerous lie. Every sound, every movement you thought was ordinary may be death breathing near you. And I am here to guide you, to warn you, to fight for you if you will let me. Listen carefully. I will tell you exactly what is happening now. Across this very moment, the shadow of death is walking toward your bed, slowly, patiently. It does not run, it does not rush. It glides like smoke curling along the floor. It moves in rhythm with your heartbeat, faster if you panic, slower if you pretend not to notice. But do not pretend. The pretending will not save you. The pretending will only bring it closer without resistance. I have seen many who tried to hide, some under blankets, some behind doors, some pretending to sleep. But death knows. It can see the fear in your thoughts. It can hear the hesitation in your breathing. It can sense the moment your soul weakens, and it will strike then. That is why I am speaking to you, to give you the chance to remain strong, to face it, and to survive. Let me tell you about another soul, a man older than you, strong in body but fragile in spirit. He ignored the signs I sent him, the chill, the whisper of his name, the shadow stretching too long. At midnight, the shadow walked into his room. He saw nothing, felt nothing at first, until he realized the air had turned thick and he could not breathe. And then, without warning, the light in his eyes went out. That is how death comes, quietly, invisibly, immediately. Do you want that to happen to you? I will not let it happen, but you must listen, you must believe, you must stay awake until the end of the warning. Every sound you hear, the ticking of the clock, the creak of the floor, the rustling of your clothes, may be the shadow moving closer. And if you turn away now, if you stop listening, it will claim you without mercy. You may ask, Archangel Michael, why me? Why tonight? I will answer, because your name has been chosen, because the threads of fate have aligned tonight, because the ledger of souls has been opened, and one name must be taken. I am here to give you a chance, not to cheat fate, not to escape it entirely, but to survive the night, if you will listen, if you will believe, if you will obey every warning I give you. Do you feel it now? That cold pressure behind you? That sudden sense of being watched? That is not imagination. That is the shadow. And it will not leave until midnight strikes. But you have me. I am here. My sword is drawn. My wings are spread. I am between you and the darkness, but I cannot fight fully if you turn away, if you do not follow my voice, if you close this warning now. You are alone, and the shadow will know, and the shadow will strike. I will tell you more, but you must promise to stay, because once you close your eyes to this warning, once you doubt it, once you hesitate, it will be too late. Do you hear the ticking? Every second is closer to midnight. Every second is closer to the moment when death may touch your soul. And tonight it will choose. Will it be someone else or will it be you? Only the next hour will tell.
You are still listening. That is wise. Because now it is time to speak plainly. Tonight, it could be you. Not someone else, not a stranger, not a distant soul. You. The shadow does not care for innocence, for strength, or for youth. It chooses by the ledger, by fate. And tonight, the name it may call is yours. Do you feel the air grow heavier? Do you feel your chest tighten? That is not fear, it is awareness. Your soul is recognizing the presence that is already here. The shadow has entered your space. It does not knock. It does not warn beyond my voice. It simply watches. It waits. It calculates. It knows every hesitation, every thought, every doubt you have, and it will use them against you unless you act. I will make this very clear. You must stay awake. You must stay focused. You must not allow the darkness to lull you into complacency. Every second you hesitate, every moment you doubt, every instant you allow your mind to wander, the shadow draws closer. And I will tell you something more frightening than the shadow itself. It can feel fear. It feeds on doubt. It grows stronger the longer you question whether it is real. That is why I am speaking directly to you now, so that no question remains, so that no uncertainty lingers. There are no coincidences tonight, no accidents, no illusions. Every sound you hear, every creak, every whisper, every chill, it is a signal, it is a marker, it is death circling your space, measuring, calculating, and I am here to give you a chance. But the chance is fragile. Fragile like the last flame on a candle. Fragile like the heartbeat of a child in the dark. Fragile like the mind of someone who hears my words and dares to ignore them. Listen to me carefully. I have walked among mortals for millennia. I have seen the foolish scoff at warnings, the arrogant dismiss them, the fearful hide and pray silently, and I have seen the consequences. Midnight comes for all. Some are ready, some are not. Tonight, the outcome depends entirely on your actions. Do you want to survive? Then do this now. 1. Focus on my voice. Let it be the center of your mind. Repeat my name silently, and I will strengthen your spirit. 2. Do not move unnecessarily. Do not look away. Do not break the connection. The shadow is patient. Patience is its weapon. 3. Keep something tangible with light. Candle, flashlight, anything. Shadows recoil from illumination, but only if maintained. 4. Speak your soul's name, not your given name, not your mortal identity. Speak the name of your spirit, the essence that is eternal. The shadow cannot touch what you truly believe in. 5. Breathe steadily. Fear disrupts your soul. Calm your breathing, and the shadow's advance slows. I will tell you one final truth for this part. The shadow may whisper lies. It may imitate voices you trust. It may appear as someone you love, someone familiar, someone comforting. Do not believe it. Do not follow it. Only my guidance is real. Only my presence shields you from the touch of death tonight. And if you falter, even slightly, the shadow will seize the opportunity, and your fate will be sealed. Do you feel it now? That presence pressing close, that almost touch, that silent acknowledgement that tonight is the night of choice. That is death. It is real, it is patient, and it is walking toward you. But so am I. I stand before you. I draw my sword. I spread my wings. I will protect those who believe, who act, who stay awake. But I cannot do it for those who turn away. And the clock is moving relentlessly toward midnight. Every tick brings you closer. Every breath is precious. And tonight, the choice will be made. Will you be ready?
You are still here. That is wise, because now you must understand the full weight of what is coming. The shadow, it is no longer at a distance. It has crossed invisible thresholds. It has entered the corners of your room. It lingers just beyond the edge of sight, brushing against your reality, testing the boundaries of your existence. And I am here, standing between you and it. But you must act. You must remain vigilant. You must not falter. Do you feel the cold now? The chill creeping along your arms, your neck, your back? That is the shadow moving, stretching, testing. It is patient. It knows you are listening. It knows you hear my voice, and it hates it. Every word I speak weakens it. Every act of focus you take pushes it back. But patience is its ally. It will wait. It will creep. It will linger. And it will strike the instant you hesitate. I have seen this moment countless times, the shadow brushing a bed, circling a room, whispering names, mimicking voices of loved ones. It is clever, it is relentless, and it can sense doubt. It can feel hesitation, and tonight it has chosen a target. That target may be you, it may be someone else, but the point is the same. Midnight is the hour of judgment, and the shadow's patience is infinite. Do not speak to it. Do not look for it. Do not try to confront it alone. It is far beyond mortal understanding. But you have me. My presence is real. My sword is drawn. My wings spread across the darkness. And I will guide you if you follow my instructions. Listen and remember. 1. Keep your mind anchored to my voice. Let it be your shield. 2. Maintain a small source of light. Shadows recoil, but only if constant. 3. Do not speak to any other voice. If you hear whispers, ignore them. They are tricks of the shadow. 4. Call my name silently. Repeat it as if it were your heartbeat. That is your protection. 5. Keep your hands visible, your body grounded, and your focus unwavering. The shadow feeds on fear and distraction. I will tell you a story to make this clear. A man once ignored warnings like yours. He felt a strange pressure on his chest, heard whispers calling his name. He laughed. He thought it was imagination.
Midnight struck. The shadow moved as I had described. His scream was silent. His body was cold. His soul taken. Another soul added to the ledger of the lost. The difference between him and you now is that you are listening. You have a chance to act. You can survive if you obey. You can survive if you stay awake, focused, and alert. Do you feel the shift now? The air thickening, the shadows moving closer. That is not imagination. That is death testing you. And it will continue to test you until midnight. Every second counts. Every breath matters. Every thought can strengthen your shield or weaken it. The clock moves relentlessly. You can hear it. Can you feel it? Tick, tick, tick. Each tick a heartbeat closer to the moment when the shadow decides. I am warning you, preparing you, guiding you, but the final steps, they are yours. Focus, pray, repeat my name, hold on to the light. Anchor yourself in your belief. Do not doubt, do not hesitate, and when the clock strikes 12, do not falter. For that moment will decide whether the shadow passes or claims you. Stay awake, stay alert, stay alive.
You are still here. That is wise, because now the final hour is approaching. The shadow, it has almost fully entered your space. You may feel it brushing against your skin, whispering in the corners of your mind, pressing cold fingers against your soul. That is not imagination. That is real. That is the moment you have been warned about. And I am still here between you and it, ready to guide, ready to shield, ready to fight for you, if you continue to follow my instructions. Do you feel your heart racing? That is good. That means you are alive. That means your senses are awake. That means you are aware. Awareness is your weapon now. Every sound you hear, every shadow you see, every chill crawling across your body, it is a test. The shadow wants to see if you will doubt, if you will panic, if you will falter. And the moment you do, it will strike. Listen carefully. I will speak slowly so that each word becomes your shield. 1. Breathe slowly, deeply. Anchor yourself in your soul. The shadow cannot claim what is grounded in belief. 2. Keep your eyes open, focused. Do not close them. Darkness is its ally. Light is your weapon. 3. Call my name silently and consistently. Imagine my presence surrounding you, my sword, my wings, my shield, all protecting you. Do not acknowledge any other voice. Do not respond to whispers. Do not try to confront the shadow alone. 5. Feel the pulse of your heart. Let it synchronize with your breath. Let it become rhythm with my voice. The shadow senses hesitation. Steady your rhythm and weaken its hold. I will tell you a story, a warning from the past. A woman once felt the shadow in her room. She thought she was dreaming. She felt fingers brush her arm. She heard her name called in a voice she trusted. Panic almost overtook her.
But she remembered the warning. She called for help silently. She focused on her inner belief, on her spirit, and repeated protective words. Midnight struck. The shadow lingered, but it could not claim her. She survived, not by chance, not by luck, but by unwavering focus, belief, and action. Now, look around you. Every shadow, every sound, every chill. They are signs. They are markers. The shadow is moving closer with each tick of the clock. Can you hear it? Tick, tick, tick. Each second a heartbeat. Each heartbeat a step toward your fate. And I am here, guiding you, shielding you, protecting you, but only if you continue to listen, only if you continue to act. Do not panic. Panic will feed the shadow. Calm yourself. Focus. Believe. Act. Light your candle. Repeat my name. Anchor your spirit. Steady your breath. The shadow may press against your body, may whisper lies, may show visions meant to distract and terrify you. Ignore it. Do not acknowledge it. My presence is real. My protection is real. And if you continue to follow me, if you continue to stay aware, you will survive this night. The final minute approaches. Can you feel it? The tension in the air. The silence broken only by the clock. The shadow poised, waiting, ready to strike. And I stand ready, but I cannot act for you unless you do your part. Stay awake, stay focused, stay alert. Hold on to the light, hold on to your belief, hold on to my voice, and when midnight strikes, we will see who is chosen and who survives.
You are still here. That is wise. Because now the final moments before midnight are upon us. The shadow, it has entered fully into your space. You may feel its weight pressing down, its presence wrapping around your shoulders, its cold breath brushing your skin. That is not imagination. That is death approaching. And I stand before you, my sword drawn, my wings spread, my shield between you and the darkness. But I cannot act fully unless you continue to do exactly as I say. Do you feel your heartbeat? That quickening pulse is both fear and life. That is your soul speaking to you. That is the proof that you are aware. That is the proof that you can survive this night if you continue to focus. The shadow wants one thing: hesitation, a single doubt, a moment of fear that overrides your focus. And once that moment arrives, it will strike without mercy. Do you understand me? There is no room for hesitation now. Listen carefully. These are the final steps before midnight strikes. 1. Keep your eyes open. Darkness empowers the shadow. Focus on the smallest source of light available. 2. Call my name silently, repeatedly. Picture me standing over the darkness, guarding, shielding, ready to fight for you. 3. Do not speak to any other voice. If you hear whispers, ignore them completely. They are the shadow's illusions. 4. Feel your body. Feel your hands, your feet, your chest. Anchor yourself physically. Fear weakens the body. Awareness strengthens it. 5. Focus on your spirit. Speak your inner name. Speak the essence of your soul silently. The shadow cannot claim what is fully acknowledged. 6. Breathe steadily. Steady your heart. Steady your mind. Fear causes the shadow to grow stronger. Calmness weakens it. There was a man long ago, in a night much like this one. He felt the shadow pressing against him. He thought it was imagination. He panicked, screamed, and closed his eyes. Midnight struck. The shadow claimed him immediately. There was no second chance. But I will not allow that for you. Not if you listen. Not if you focus. Not if you act. Do you feel it now? The pressure, the silence, the shift in the air. That is the shadow testing you. Pushing, probing, waiting for weakness. But you have me. My presence is real. My protection is real. And if you follow these instructions, you will survive the final moment. But you must not falter, even for a heartbeat. The clock ticks ever closer. Every sound, every shadow, every breath is magnified in these final minutes. This is the time to concentrate fully. This is the time to hold on to light, on to belief, on to focus, on to my voice. The shadow may attempt to deceive, frighten, confuse. Ignore it. Do not acknowledge it. My protection will shield you, but only if you do not falter. The ultimate choice approaches. Midnight is almost here. The shadow is poised, ready to strike. And you, only you can decide whether you are prepared to survive. Listen, follow, believe, do not doubt. And remember, I am here, I am watching, I am protecting. But the final act, the moment of choice, is yours. Stay awake, stay alert, stay alive. Midnight comes for all, but tonight it may pass you by, if you are ready.
It is here, the moment you have been waiting for, the moment you have feared, the moment that will decide your fate. Midnight has arrived. The air has thickened. The shadows have multiplied. The cold presses against your skin like invisible hands. And the shadow, the presence that has been circling, whispering, testing, it is fully here. It is watching. It is waiting. And it has chosen its target. But listen, because this is critical. I am Archangel Michael. I stand between you and the darkness. My sword is drawn. My wings envelop you. My shield is your barrier, and I will protect those who remain focused, who follow my instructions, who refuse to falter in this final hour. But even I cannot act fully if you lose belief, if you panic, if you hesitate. You must be strong, awake, aware. Every breath, every heartbeat, every thought now counts more than 1,000 previous minutes combined. Do you feel the pressure? That coldness brushing against your neck? The heaviness pressing on your chest? The whispers echoing in the corners of your mind? That is death, poised to strike. It may mimic voices you trust. It may show visions meant to confuse. Do not respond. Do not acknowledge. Do not follow. My voice is your anchor. My guidance is your shield. And if you obey, if you believe, if you act, you will survive. The final instructions. Focus, breathe, anchor your body.
Repeat my name silently, maintain light, strengthen your belief, and prepare your spirit. Every distraction gives the shadow an advantage. Every doubt is a weakness it will exploit. But if you remain vigilant, the shadow will not touch you. It will be repelled by faith, by awareness, by action. And I will strike it down if it dares reach further. I will tell you the stories one last time so you understand the stakes. The man who laughed at warnings, closed his eyes, and ignored the signs, gone. The woman who obeyed, who focused, who trusted, alive. The difference is simple: awareness, belief, and action. Tonight, your actions will determine your survival. Can you feel it moving closer? Can you feel the unseen hand brushing against the edge of your presence? That is the moment of choice. The shadow pauses. It senses your fear. It tests your resolve. It waits for hesitation. And I tell you now, hesitate, and it will strike. Believe, act, obey, and it may pass you by. Midnight is here. The shadow hovers at the threshold of your reality. I am here. My sword gleams, my wings spread, my presence is your protection. And you must make the final choice. Stay focused, anchor your soul, breathe, repeat my name, trust in my shield, because tonight death will strike for one soul, but it may spare another. And if you follow my instructions, if you remain awake, alert, and unwavering, tonight it may pass you by. Stay alive, hold the light, hold your belief, hold my voice, until the final second ticks away.
You are still here, and that means you have survived. The shadow has tested you. It circled, whispered, pressed against your reality, threatened your very existence, and yet you remain. You have listened, you have acted, you have focused, you have trusted my presence, and for that the shadow has recoiled. For tonight you are spared. But do not rejoice too soon. This is not the end. This is a warning, a lesson, a reminder that death walks silently among the living. It is patient, relentless, and clever. It will return again and again until the time comes when it cannot be denied. But you have earned a reprieve. You have survived because you understood the truth, because you acted with awareness, because you kept faith in my guidance. Look around you now. Do you see the shadows? They are still there, the weakened. Do you feel the cold? It lingers, though it cannot touch you fully. That is how the shadow tests, even after the hour has passed, and that is why you must remain vigilant. Life is precious, fragile, fleeting, and death waits for those who are unprepared. I will tell you what to do now to ensure your continued safety. Stay alert in every dark hour. Keep light sources near. Call upon me when fear surrounds you. Trust in your own spirit and never ignore the signs of the unseen. Each night you live, remember tonight. Remember the warnings. Remember that your survival was earned through awareness, courage, and faith. There are countless souls who were not prepared. They ignored the whispers. They doubted the signs. They faltered in the moment of choice. They are gone. Remember their stories. Let them guide your vigilance. Let them remind you that death is patient, but you have the strength to resist it, if you remain awake, aware, and faithful. Tonight, the ledger of souls was written, and your name was spared. But the world is full of darkness. Shadows wait, whispers linger, and the moment of testing will come again. Remember this: I am Archangel Michael. I am your guide. I am your protector. But you must act, you must remain vigilant, and you must never falter in the presence of the unseen. Survive this night, and you will live to see another sunrise. Survive this night, and you will carry the knowledge of what lies beyond, of what walks unseen, of what tests the living. Survive this night, and you will remember that you were warned, that you were guided, and that you have been chosen to live. Now, take a deep breath. Feel the warmth returning to your body. Feel the light, small but powerful, shining around you. You have survived the night of testing, and tomorrow you will walk among the living with the knowledge that the unseen watches, the shadows linger, and that vigilance and faith are your greatest weapons against what waits in the darkness.
You are still here, and that means you have witnessed something very few ever will. You have survived the night when death walked close, when shadows whispered, when the air itself pressed against your soul. That is no small feat. That is not chance. That is the result of awareness, of courage, of faith in what is unseen and eternal. But hear me carefully, for this is the final message. The night may be over, but the world is still full of shadows. The ledger of souls remains open. The unseen watches. Death is patient. It will return. It will test. It will whisper. And each time it does, you must remember what you have learned tonight. You have survived because you acted. You have survived because you did not falter. You have survived because you listened to my voice and followed the guidance I gave. Remember, the smallest hesitation, the tiniest doubt can open the door for the shadow. Courage, awareness, focus, faith, these are the shields that protect you. These are the weapons that will guard your soul when the night returns to test you again. Let me tell you something more, something that will linger in your mind, as it should. The shadows that walked tonight were not idle. They were deliberate, they were precise, and they were aware of you. And you stood your ground. You did not close your eyes. You did not look away. You did not doubt. You are stronger than you realize, braver than you believe, and more aware than the world gives you credit for. But this is not over. Every night the unseen tests the living. Every moment the shadow measures, waits, and learns. You survived tonight, yes, but remember the stories I have told. Remember the warnings. Remember the signs. For the night will come again, perhaps for another, perhaps for you. And when it does, your vigilance will be your greatest ally. Your belief will be your sword, and your awareness will be your shield. Take this final guidance from me, Archangel Michael, before the voice fades. Live with awareness.
Respect the unseen. Cherish the light. Trust in your spirit. Call upon my presence when the darkness grows heavy. And never, ever doubt the power of vigilance and faith. You survived tonight, yes, but remember the stories I have told. Remember the warnings. Remember the signs. For the night will come again, perhaps for another, perhaps for you. And when it does, your vigilance will be your greatest ally. Your belief will be your sword, and your awareness will be your shield. Breathe deeply. Feel the warmth returning. Feel the light around you. You are alive. You are aware. And for now, the shadow has passed. But remember, the moment you falter, the moment you doubt, the moment you forget, the shadow will return, and it will test you again. Stay awake, stay alert, stay faithful, and always, always remember that you were warned.
You have survived the night, but do not forget what you have witnessed. The shadow walked close. It whispered. It tested. It pressed against your soul, and yet you are still here. That is not luck. That is awareness. That is courage. That is faith. And it is proof that the living can resist the unseen when they act with vigilance. Remember this: the shadows never rest. The unseen never sleeps. Death is patient. It does not tire. It waits for the moment of weakness. And though tonight you were spared, tomorrow it may return. Perhaps not for you, perhaps for another. But the rules remain the same: awareness, focus, belief, and action. These are the shields that guard the soul. Neglect them, and the shadows will find you. Do not grow complacent. Do not believe that survival tonight guarantees safety forever. The whispers, the cold, the pressure, the invisible presence, they are always near. The air you breathe can carry them. The shadows around you can conceal them, and only vigilance can keep them at bay. Call upon me, Archangel Michael, whenever darkness surrounds you. Trust in your spirit. Trust in the light. Trust in the power that moves through you and protects you. Because the moment you doubt, the moment you falter, the shadow will strike, and it will strike without mercy. Now breathe. Feel the warmth returning to your body. Feel the light around you. You have survived. You have been mourned. You have felt the shadow, heard its whispers, sensed its presence, and yet you survived. Remember this night. Remember the vigilance, the faith, the courage it demanded. The unseen watches always. The darkness waits patiently. Your survival tonight was not by chance. It was earned through awareness, action, and belief. Carry this knowledge with you. Protect your soul. Live with eyes wide open. And never, ever forget that you were warned.